trusty Orlin Greymane? Or maybe even as good as you?
Oh, I know it. Hard like you've been doing. Bravest blacksmith Skyrim has ever seen.
Thanks, Mama.
Tell me, Riverwood's agreeable enough, I suppose, for a North village. Farewell.
New to Riverwood? If you're looking for work, go see Hod at the mill. Ralof? How do you know him? If you really are Ralof's friend, I'll be... A dragon? In Helgen? It can't be. Although, it would explain what I saw earlier, flying down the valley from the south. I thought I must have just been seeing things. You're right, I saw it, but how's that possible? Dragons don't exist. They're just stories from long ago. I don't know why, but I actually believe you. You've got the look of someone who's just seen a dragon. Things just go from bad to worse. First the war, now dragons. What's this world coming to? The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt. I'm glad to help anyway. Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I can. Help yourself to whatever you need within reason. Jarl Balgruuf? I don't mean to be disrespectful, as he's ruled Whiterun Hold well for years, but he seems in over his head now. He's been trying to stay out of the war, but it can't last. He's going to have to pick a side. I'm afraid he's going to make the wrong choice. I wouldn't say that. But he and Ulfric have been at odds for years, and I'm afraid Balgruuf will end up siding with the Empire because of it. But it's hard to believe that even Balgruuf would choose Elisif over Ulfric. I suppose she's Jarl Elisif now. She married High King Turug just before Ulfric killed him. The Empire supports her claim to be High Queen. I don't really have anything against her. Not her fault that her husband Turug was bought and paid for by the Empire. But she's nothing but a puppet for the Empire now, with her husband Turug dead. Ulfric will make sure she never takes the throne as High Queen. Some say murdered, but it was a lawful challenge in the old way. Ulfric called him out as a traitor to Skyrim and killed him in single combat. If Torrig couldn't defend his throne, he had no business being High King. No, not until the Moot meets to choose another, and it won't meet until one side or the other wins the war. Don't worry, though. Ulfric is our rightful High King. He'll drive out the Empire, and Skyrim will have peace at last. The Empire may have been good for Skyrim once upon a time, but those days are long past. Banning the worship of Talos was the last straw. Thalmor everywhere, dragging people off for honoring our own gods. I'm glad Ralof is helping drive them out of here. If I was a bit younger, I might have joined the fight myself. It's my mill. Some folks thinks it's my town too, but it ain't. The Jarl in Whiterun owns the land and the town. I just pay the taxes. Cross the river and then head north. You'll see Whiterun on its hill as you pass the falls. And by supplies, I suppose you mean weapons and armor? Alvor can help you out. He's our blacksmith. Be careful and stay safe.
Hmm? Need something?
Orgnar, are you listening?
Hard not to.
The ale is going bad. We need to get a new batch.
Faendal thinks he can woo Camilla Valerius away from me. She's already mine, I keep telling him.
Yep, ale's going bad.
I guess you don't have potatoes in your ears after all. Just make sure we get
What is this? The elf playing at treachery? Shocking. As if I would write this dribble. How about we play a bit of a turnabout with Faendal? Here, I had to use simple words, but this letter should convince Camilla it's from him.
the corn stores are getting low again. Wait.
Truly? So maybe my mother isn't crazy after all. You had best tell the Jarl in Whiterun. He needs to know about this.
To take care of it now, would I?
Sure. What can I do for you? Only true Imperials request that one. We drink to our youth, to days come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the stormcloaks and restore what we own. With our blood and our steel, we will take back our home. Down with Ulfric, the killer of kings. On the day of your death, we will drink and we'll sing. We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land is ours, and we'll see it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dreams. Faendal thinks he can woo Camilla Valerius away from me. She's already mine, I keep telling him. You look like a traveler. Someone at the Bard's College in Solitude. They train bards and skalds like myself. If you go there, talk to Viarmo. He's the headmaster. Lucan's got a little bit of everything at the Riverwood Trader. If you need weapons or armor, see Alvor, the blacksmith. Mm-hmm.
You're kind of fuzzy. What's wrong with you? I don't owe you money, do I? What do you want?
You in need of a companion, friend? Well, then you're in luck. I reckon I've killed more men than there are minutes in a day. When do you find time to eat? Can't kill bandits on an empty stomach. Well, you could, but I wouldn't recommend it. The Horkers, my friend. The Horkers. I can't get enough of a good bowl of Horker stew. Fresh garlic, tomatoes, a sprinkle of lavender. You keep talking like that, and we'll need to get you an apron and a chef hat. Also Horkers. That isn't it. You see, I've tried stews of all different flavors from all over Tamriel. I've tried your venizons and your steaks. I've tried your bug meat, your horror pies, and Taurus nuggets. Some wood elf charlatan even tried to sell me what he called a wyvern steak, but it tasted like mountain goat. I've tried every meat from the Somerset Isles to the shores of Solstein, and ain't nothing compared to a fresh pot of worker stew. But you know what I haven't tried? I haven't tried a dragon. And call me crazy, but I think I saw one fly this way not long ago. Well, there's still the problem of the scales. We need to find a way in, unless you plan on using your teeth. If what Gaiden Shinji says is true, then the best technique is to swing your hammer recklessly and hope to connect. Works for me anyway. Have you ever heard of clan fear? Lizard beasts from Oblivion. Taste like chicken. Or so I've been told. I remember when I first signed on, the Blade Master didn't have a raiment my size. Had to borrow one from a Breton. That thing fit like a corset on a minotaur. I looked like a sodding carrot. My opponent didn't think it so funny, though, when I caved her chest in. It's all in the hips, friend. Killing a bandit is like making love to a maiden. It only takes a second, and there's no shortage of blood. And their pain is our pleasure. I got my start as a pit dog in the Imperial City Arena. Worked my way up to Gladiator before I got bored and quit. They say the best techniques are left by the survivors. With me gone, I guess everyone will have something to offer. Hey now, no need for that. I have my reasons, and they're as good as a bowl of Horker stew. Well, friend, it all comes down to who your opponent is. I'm square with killing men, but with a grand champion, ain't no more men to fight. So, they bring in beasts, minotaurs and things. I don't like it one bit. If a man chooses to enter the arena, it's what you call his prerogative. A beast ain't got no say in the matter. I kill horkers for food and bears for hides. I don't kill no animal for sport. Why not? You need to get out more, friend. The arena is the most celebrated spectacle in all of Tamriel. To fight and die in the arena is a great honor. To fight and live, well, do that and you carve your name amongst the gods. The words won't do it justice. Not mine, anyway. But you can imagine, can't you? That moment when you stand behind the gate in a cold sweat. The air's so thick you can taste the blood. And the crowd is buzzing. The flies are buzzing. Then they wheel up the iron. You hear this roar, so loud it rumbles in your chest. You don't know who they cheer for, or what they cheer for. Victory, glory, or death. But that's the beauty of the arena, ain't it? Nothing's ever written, nothing's ever known. The grand champion can win 100 matches and name a skeever as his next opponent. and the audience will still hold their breath. Unlike the stories, it's always a surprise when the hero wins. 'Cause in the arena, the hero's allowed to fail. 'Cause it's fair. It's about the only place you can truly measure a man's worth. If I ask the folks here who has the best mead in Skyrim, one person might say Blackbriar mead, another might vouch for Honning Brew. If I asked for the best alchemist, bard, or scribe, or which inn was warmest, and which wench the sweetest, there'd be many replies, but no answer. But if I asked you who was the strongest, who could best any man in the pit, there'd be no debate. You'd know by who was left standing. Only in the arena can a man be judged by his own merits. You're mistaken. It couldn't have been higher. The people were hungry, not for blood, but for entertainment. The arena, friend, was a welcome diversion from the throes of war, because there's no death in the arena. Not to them. If you're a spectator, ain't nothing that happens in that pit real. It's all a game. Can't tell you much about that. I mean, I heard the whispers. Sometimes you see good fighters lose to pit dogs. Next day, they show up with swords so enchanted they crapped mages when you swung 'em. There was one Khajiit fighter, the others called Jingle. Said every night he went home, win or lose, his pockets jingled with gold. But ain't no one ever approached me. They knew where I stood. I grew up watching the fights. I learned enough then to know glory was the best coin. You ought to travel to Cyrodiil sometime, friend, and test your valor. A high elf whose toe I stepped on once told me, "Watch where you step, Horkerbrath." It was the highest compliment he could have paid me. All right, then. Greetings. What do you need?
You're that visitor been poking around. Word is Ulfric Stormcloak escaped from the Imperials. War's only going to get worse now.
We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell. Need a room? Talk to Delphine. Long as you clean up. You know how to use it, right? Mix a couple of ingredients together, see what happens. A little wheat and blisterwort makes a healing potion, if you didn't know. We have plenty of ingredients for sale, too. Here, take a look at this. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. There have been whispers. A boy up in Windhelm, name of Aventus Aretino, been trying to contact the Dark Brotherhood. Lucan at the Riverwood Trader had his store broken into the other night. Oddly enough, barely anything's been stolen. Some fool is opening a museum in Dawnstar. They say he's paying people to collect artifacts from that old mythic Dawn cult. Have you seen that shrine of Azura? They say the Dark Elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see. We've got something of a love triangle here in Riverwood. Faendal and Sven, both vying for Camilla's affections. Looking to blow yourself up? I hear that's what magic does to you. There's a college in Winterhold that teaches magic, unless that blew up too. Be a lot safer just to have the Jarl's wizard teach you a thing or two. Let's sate that appetite, hmm? Till next time. We got rooms and food. Drink, too. I cook. Ain't much else to tell.